Let's get an update from Ken Schrader's pit. Ralph?
Mike, remember when I said that Kenny had decided to stay out on the racetrack even though he thought he might have cut something as he rolled over it on the racetrack? Well, look at right here. A big blister showed up on the right front tire, but the crews and the Goodyear technicians have looked at it and they think that Kenny did cut the tire down, and then it heated up and started to blister up on him, but it's all the way down to the cords down here, so he got very lucky and made it in just when he needed to, or he would have had a real big problem with that tire. Dick Berggren?
I think there are as many people in the garage right now working on trucks as there are on pit road. This is Dennis Setzer's truck, which you can see is incredibly wrecked. Rob Morgan, Robbie Thompson are both on pit road. The Brian Refner truck has just been loaded behind me. This place is absolutely packed with people, Mike, some of whom are actually trying to get this wreckage back on the speedway. Why not? With this many DNFs, a fella could pick up some points.
This morning it was a truck yard. Now, junkyard.
I've got a theory on the one truck. I think they might be doing that just to get it back up on the truck because everything on it was pushed all the way back into the firewall.
We're going green this time, buddy, and it is Bobby Hamilton. He's entered 4 Craftsman truck races this year, and he's led every one of them.
Go, 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 go.
He's out front as we go back to green. Greg Biffle right behind him, then Hamilton's teammate Joe Ruttman.
Only one lap truck down on the inside that time.
Greg Biffle trying to put a little heat on him there as they go through the corner. They were inches apart. And in this division, don't think they won't put a bumper on you. They'll touch you. They'll let you know I'm back here. I won't buy you.
Give him a little tailgate talk, huh, buddy?
Oh, yeah, they'll do that.
Mike Wallace. And from Bobby Hamilton, looking back at Greg Biffle. That's the leader.
Driving a Dodge. Here comes that Ford on the inside of Biffle. He's got to run.
Boy, did he ever get a great run up as they go side by side down in turn 3. Biffle takes him.
Greg Biffle has now led in 12 of the 15 races this year, and he's led all 9 races on tracks 1 mile or over. Let's ride with Joe Ruttman.
I think right at the moment they may have the air pressures in the tires on the 4 of Bobby Hamilton down just a little bit to get maximum grip when the air pressure starts to build up and the tire really gets a better grip on the racetrack. It'll take him a few laps to get the air pressures up, though.
Of course, he didn't take on tires when he made his pit stop, did he? And so that might be hurting him some here right now.
That might be why he's not running then. I was trying to figure out what he was doing here. He's still turning 8,800 down the straightaway, Ruttman is.
Let's get more from Ralph.
Well, Joe Ruttman is driving a truck, Mike, that's known as Catfish. It's the oldest one in the stable. It won the race at Phoenix earlier this year and sat on the pole. The reason why it earned the nickname Catfish is these bodies, of course, are all gray when they first put them on. And with the fenders flared out at the front, all the guys who are pretty much from the Southeast said, hey, you know what? That looks a lot like those catfish we go fishing for.
I thought they were talking about Ruttman since he's the oldest driver in the field by 10 years.
Oh, yeah, I tell you one thing, there's a lot of knowledge there. And it goes back. His brother won the Indianapolis 500, Troy Ruttman, years and years back.
1952, I believe. Youngest driver to win it. 5th place battle. Here comes Rick Crawford up the inside, number 14. Hang on. He leaves a little room on Andy Houston there. Right behind him, Tom Carey, the yellow truck, the Busch North driver. Battle. On board Andy Houston. Looking back at Rick Crawford, number 14.
Tolzman, the truck number 25, the yellow and black multicolored truck.
Ned, as we watch him race back in the pack here, whatever Bobby Hamilton had wrong with the truck for the first 3 or 4 laps there, he's checked out again. He passed the leader and went on.
Well, you wondered if he possibly would have let Biffle by to lead a couple of laps so he'd get bonus points. I don't know. I mean, you know, that's a Dodge letting a Ford by. Not likely.
I would hardly think
Okay.
that, but you never know. I mean, Bobby Hamilton is not in the points race, so it wouldn't bother him either way.
Well, as we saw, Biffle got just a great run off turn number 2. And remember earlier when Biffle waved, and was that Ruttman or was that Hamilton he waved by and said, go ahead, take the lead. You want it, take it. Maybe that was Bobby returning the favor. And then he saw that his truck was actually faster than Biffle's once tires got back up to temperature.
whatever it was, he's got it all together right now.
You
because
bet.
he has about a 5 or 6 truck length lead now.
Let's find out more from Dick.
Well, I asked crew chief Fred Wanke, I said, you know, what happened that you guys just slowed down? We're all arguing amongst ourselves. He said, well, it just takes us a little time to get going. He is not excited other than the fact that they know that they've got the best truck here. Mike, this morning I went through the garage, talked to a lot of the drivers, and they all said that they were most worried about that number 4 truck. Hamilton is really fast.
Side by side right there. 4th place changes hands. Randy Tolsma against Kurt Busch, and Tolsma moving up to 4th. Hard to get a straight answer out of Fred Wanke, Bobby Hamilton's crew chief. He is one of the biggest practical jokers in the garage area.
Well,
Wish I could elaborate, but I can't.
Anybody that's ever worked with Darrell Waltrip would have that tendency.
Yep. 74 of 200 laps complete. You ride with Randy Tolsma, who has moved up to 4th. Behind this man, Bobby Hamilton, Greg Biffle, and Joe Ruttman. We'll be right back to New Hampshire.
This CBS Sports Race Summary is sponsored by Ford. The latest innovations, the greatest traditions.
After 78 laps, 4 different leaders, 5 lead changes, 4 cautions for 23 laps, and there are 9 drivers whose trucks are being worked on in the garage area. There they are, and except for Thompson's number 31, they're all crash damage.
A lot of damaged trucks in the garage area.
So now we're at 80 laps, and Greg Biffle has assumed the lead.
Yeah, and Andy Houston, one of the top running trucks all the time out here, made a quick stop down there, and I didn't see him do anything but go to the front of the truck and look like a kid was trying to kick the front valence or something. I can't figure out what was going on, but he certainly dropped out of contention.
We'll find out. Here is the latest pass for the lead, buddy. This is Biffle, and again, that power move off the corner.
Yeah, I don't know whether the used tires are beginning to be a factor right now on Hamilton's truck or not, but boy, I mean, he made it look so easy. When Biffle got up there, he just turned left, went right by him, and just powered off the corner.
They better not look back, because here comes that 25 truck of Randy Tolsma. He has come from pretty far back and has run down.
Let's find out what happened to Andy Houston. Dick?
Well, his radiator area, Mike, had built up with rubber from tires from some of the trucks in front of him. Engine began to overheat. So he came in, made that quick pit stop. They just kicked the nose of the truck. That knocked the rubber off it, threw a little bit of fuel in it, and he was gone. But everybody here has seen what happens now when you pit under green. And Hamilton sure is going to do that to get tires.
Yeah, Andy Houston has now dropped to 22nd position and has fallen off the lead lap.
Has he? Because the leaders are right behind him right now.
You're right.
So he's not far from going a lap down. Or would that be 2 laps down?
That would be 1, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Joe Ruttman. Truck owned by Joe Ruttman. That's Bobby Hamilton. And here's the 3rd place battle. This is Ruttman leading Randy Tolsma. Now they're about a 1.5 seconds behind race leader Greg Biffle. Work around Wayne Edwards.
And Tolsma was a couple of seconds behind not too long ago. So he has moved up on the front runners.
Tolsma, you'll see some RPM in this truck. I mean, they really turn this truck up. We see if he turns 88, 8900 like Joe Ruttman was. The Dodges usually turn a lot of RPM, though.
Wow, he does.
Right there, 8800, right down the back straightaways. He heads through turns 3. And we do have a great crowd here today. Look at the main part of the grandstand here. I mean, it's packed. They shut off that one end down there. Tomorrow, of course, in the Winston Cup race, they'll open that up. But they have a great crowd here today.
Well, the lead is traded back and forth now between Bobby Hamilton and Greg Biffle. Let's go to Ralph and Biffle's pit.
Well, Randy Goss is the crew chief for Greg Biffle. Let's see if we can get a quick word with him here about how that truck is running. Randy, are you in good shape now to take it all the way to the finish?
Pardon me?
Are you in good shape to take it all the way to the finish now?
Oh, no, we need to stop for fuel again. Everybody's going to need tires, probably both lefts and rights. One more time.
From the looks of things, pitting under green would absolutely kill your chances, though. How are you going to hope for a yellow? Is that your best shot?
Yeah, well, we need some yellows to get them on, but if everybody runs out of... If we go a long flag run, we'll stop for 4.
4-tire stop under green will cost you a lap.
At least, because you could see how close Andy Houston come going a lap down, and all he did was come in and just take a little bit of rubber off the front part of the valence there on the front part of the truck.
Yeah, he wasn't in the pits 4 seconds.
So let's pick up Kenny Schrader. Remember, he had led this entire race until he pitted, and now has come out in 14th position, just ahead of Michael Dokken, who was running second and pitted with Schrader. For more, here's Ralph.
Mike, he is really tight in the center of the corner and coming off. So the handling on Kenny Schrader's number 52 has completely gone away with this new set of right side tires.
This is not a track that you want to push on, because the groove is right on the bottom part of the racetrack, and if the nose of the car or truck, when you turn it, wants to go out, you have to wait until it settles down before you can get back in the throttle, and it really hurts you down the straightaway.
6th lead change of the day puts Bobby Hamilton back out in front. And it's hard to see which of these trucks has an advantage for more than 2 or 3 laps.
It is. When they make the pass, it looked like they're going to pull away whichever one it is, and then all of a sudden the other one's right back there on them. So they're having a lot of fun out there, and it's a lot of fun for the fans.
Current top lap speeds. Now these are the average speed for 1 lap. Hamilton with the quickest lap of the day there. Hamilton number 4. The 50 is Biffle.
It's almost like they drop back and see where the trucks are running as far as getting up out of the corner, and maybe change their line just a little bit. And back and forth these 2 guys are going right now, but it's a fun thing if you don't go any further back than second.
So we're 10 laps from halfway. Bobby Hamilton leads series regular Greg Biffle, Joe Ruttman, and Randy Tolsma.